Hello, today is Wednesday, July 29th, 2026. Here is your daily signal. According to Fortune, the ongoing conflict in Iran is dramatically reshaping fuel prices, touching lives from the United States and Chile to Turkey and Nepal. The Iran conflict has historically caused volatility in global crude oil prices, impacting supply chains through the Strait of Hormuz, through which approximately 20% of the world's oil passes. Major fuel price hikes have been observed during previous escalations, severely affecting household energy bills and transportation worldwide, as global economies, particularly oil-importing countries, are sensitive to Middle Eastern supply disruptions. In the wake of renewed tensions, global fuel prices rose by 3%, as Reuters reported on July 28, while the International Energy Agency announced emergency stock releases after Iran threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz. Diesel shortages and a 7% price spike have been documented in South Asia, amplifying stress on local economies. If oil logistics remain disrupted for over a week, near-term transportation and heating costs may surge globally. Looking ahead, countries may accelerate investment in alternative energy and strategic reserves to hedge against geopolitical risks. Persistent instability could force multinational companies to reroute shipping, raising logistics costs and inflating consumer prices, a trend that could soon ripple through aviation, manufacturing, and daily goods. Next, onto NATO's response to surging surveillance threats. As Business Insider reports, constant surveillance during recent conflicts is pushing NATO to scatter the force to survive, emphasizing vulnerability of large troop gatherings and fixed command posts. Between August 2024 and February 2026, hundreds of Russian drones intruded NATO airspace over a dozen member states, exposing critical defense weaknesses. These violations have prompted closures of military hubs, such as Ramstein and Volkel air bases, and highlighted NATO's persistent challenge with both conventional and unconventional surveillance, including shadow fleet vessels. On July 2, the International Institute for Strategic Studies revealed in a major report that Russian drones repeatedly probed NATO bases, including U.S. nuclear sites, finding gaps in Allied air defense. Responding to repeated airspace violations, U.S. NORAD scrambled F-16 fighter jets to intercept incursions, including a high-security event in New Jersey. NATO Deputy Secretary General Radmila Shekerinska announced new integrated air and missile defense initiatives, including space surveillance and missile tracking, at the July 2026 summit in Ankara. Near term, we expect rapid investment in air defense systems and space surveillance satellites, as well as heightened operational readiness through more real-time airspace patrols across Europe and North America. Medium-term, collaborative multinational strike and integrated defense projects may expand, especially surrounding nuclear deterrence infrastructure. As tensions rise, complex defense coordination and intelligence sharing are likely to intensify among member states. Next, we turn to the intersection of Tesla and SpaceX advances in urban connectivity. Next big future highlights that Tesla's Supercharger network and Cybercab platform now play a key role in expanding SpaceX Starlink's urban coverage and direct-to-cell connectivity. The Supercharger network, launched in 2012, supports electric vehicles globally, while Cybercab, Tesla's autonomous ride-hailing platform, is set to launch in 2025. SpaceX Starlink, initiated in 2019, offers satellite broadband with direct-to-cell capabilities targeting urban and rural users. Integration leverages Supercharger sites and Cybercab fleets to boost densification and capacity, a crucial fix for crowded metropolitan areas. On July 28, Tesla announced that new Supercharger stations in Los Angeles would feature Starlink direct-to-cell hardware, enabling real-world Cybercab connectivity trials. SpaceX confirmed direct-to-cell module deployment at 5 pilot Supercharger sites in San Francisco, fully integrating with Tesla Cybercabs. Elon Musk emphasized during a webcast that the Starlink footprint expansion would prioritize Cybercab routes for optimal urban coverage. Near term, this integration promises seamless connectivity for Tesla users and passengers, reducing dependence on traditional mobile carriers. Medium term, robust citywide data coverage could speed up mass adoption of autonomous vehicles, forcing mobile carriers toward innovative partnership models. Urban planning and telecom policies will likely evolve, as satellite cell connectivity becomes embedded into core infrastructure, reshaping the way cities and consumers approach connectivity. Now, onto the markets. International stocks were mostly higher, with notable gains in both Germany and China. Large cap EWG added 0.34% and FXI jumped 12%. However, Taiwan saw a sharp 3.9% drop, while the Netherlands also slipped by over 1%. Commodities were mixed as U.S. oil retreated 3.4% and gold fell 1.4%, but agriculture moved up 0.8%. Platinum and silver declined over 1% and 2% respectively, while corn continued its positive streak with a 0.9% increase. In favorites, Adobe surged by 4.8% and JD rallied almost 2.7%, but AMD, ARM, and Intel all fell more than 5% each, with moves sliding by nearly 9%. Microsoft edged up around 1% as Nvidia ended nearly flat. Apple gained 0.9%, while Amazon was almost unchanged. In sectors, healthcare leapt over 2% and finance rose 1.2%, whereas the semiconductor group dropped nearly 4.8% and clean energy lost 3.2%. Real estate and agriculture both posted modest gains, while transportation stayed close to flat and rate remained stable. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.